you've got a match scheduled with Tommy Rich today, and I'd just love to see you get in there and do it. Yeah, thanks a lot, Tommy.
Hey, don't go too far, Tommy. We're just going to get this match underway, as a matter of fact. Ronnie Travis.
Okay, you got some competition. Yeah, how about Bill Superstar Dundee? Let's just get it going. Go to the ring. Corey, let's start this thing now.
From Atlanta, GA, Wildfire Tommy Rich. His opponent, 205 pounds, wrestling from Australia, Bill Superstar Dundee. Kevin Christian is your referee. We're ready for Atlanta today.
Another match coming up. I don't want to hurt myself.
Oh, I see what it is. You'd be happy, though, if you could get the two of you, Gilbert and Tommy Rich, together against Dundee. Yeah, well, you've also got a match with Superstar Bill Dundee. Look at him, trying to crawdad out of this match.
I guess you just finagled us into this, hadn't you, Lance Russell, Dave Brown, hadn't you?
No, there's no finagling to it.
As the match is booked, Tommy Rich out here screaming for competition, and now there's some competition, and all of a sudden he doesn't want to wrestle. And I heard you tell him he didn't have to do it if he didn't want to.
Well, that's one way to do it. Kevin Christian just says ring the bell, we'll start it. If he doesn't get in by the 10 count, then we'll just count him flat out there. Of course, Rich looks like he's in the mood to take the count out rather than have to get in with the Superstar.
Dundee said, hey, don't be counting him out. I want to get him in here. I want to work on him a little bit, so don't start that count again. Let him get in the ring.
Gonna be some kind of confrontation right here. The Superstar never saw anybody who was too tough to climb in with. Tommy Rich, who's held them all from the world belt on. He's in kind of a bad attitude these days, but I can tell you one thing, he can flat get it on when it comes to wrestling in there. Dundee with the early advantage, Davey.
Absolutely, and now you see why Tommy...
I listened to you over here, Lance Russell. You must have been hanging out with Bill Dundee, right?
No, I'm just hanging out watching him as he's got Rich's arm wrapped up again, and Dundee staying right with him.
Not only watching him now, I've been watching him for years and know just how tough the little Australian is. He yanked his hair. Yep, he did. He pulled him right down to the mat, and Tommy Rich scoots over under the ropes to get the hold broken. Tommy doesn't stop under the ropes. He comes right out of the ring, down on the floor, and he's 20 feet back from the ring so that Dundee can't even reach out and grab it.
Tell you one thing with Billy.
Well, I don't think it's funny necessarily, but I think it's somewhat amusing that Mr. Rich is out here screaming for competition, 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 and yet is so reluctant to face it when Dundee appears.
And had no hesitation about helping Doug Gilbert beat up on a young guy in a ring not more than 3 minutes ago.
Pull his trunks right there.
Oh, Doug, will you quit? That's the thing right there that bothers me about this match, Dave, is with Gilbert still out here, Bill Dundee is going to have to watch his back also, because Gilbert and Rich been in the ring together too many times when they're not supposed to be, and it's supposed to be just one. Uh-oh. Little handoff. You see it? Something going on. I don't know what. But, oh, man. Rich just raced across the ring. Tagged Dundee. What'd you give him, Doug?
That body slam sure put Dundee down, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Big right hand with his hand filled up with whatever it was that you stuffed in his fist.
One of those chains, I bet, that Doug brought out here.
No. That was a good legal back suplex. Lance Russell, you know what it is. You've been watching it for 30 years.
With Bill Dundee down on the ropes trying to get away when Gilbert brings that belt over Rick. Wraps it around his neck and pulls him right back to the rope. There you go, get involved in it. Don't think Tommy can handle it by himself.
I asked him, was he ready to quit? You know what he said? Please tell him to ring the bell. Please, God, let him ring the bell.
Tommy Rich standing down on the side of the head. Bill Dundee, who has been abused not only by Rich, but he's got that belt again right there around his neck. You're looking at it. Everybody just saw that except the referee, unfortunately.
He said if he never wrestles a match again, he'll be happy because he don't think he's going to make it through this one.
Well, the two of you are doing everything that you can in your power to make sure that he doesn't. Tommy Rich drops down with the knee. He's got to count. 1, and that's all. 1.5, really.
He's choking. Look at that. Hand wrapped right around his throat. Great camera shot of it. But Doug Gilbert doesn't acknowledge that. Go, Tommy, go, as he's choking. As Doug Gilbert is choking with that belt from outside, Bill Dundee, all of a sudden having a rough day. He really got going early. Tommy Rich didn't want to be in there with him. And now Doug Gilbert, look at that from outside. He's got that belt wrapped around his throat. And as the referee starts to turn, all of a sudden, Doug's gone.
Come on, Kevin. Watch Gilbert out here with that belt, for crying out loud. Hard enough to face Rich in there without having a battle against Doug Gilbert with that belt in his hand and around his throat every time he gets near the
Lance,
ring.
you have your phone in your pocket.
No.
Dundee might be wanting you to call 911. Come on, Johnny! Go,
Superstar Bill Dundee, put to the midsection. Slams with that right hand, pegs Tommy Rich with another right, puts him down on his back, drops down with the elbow, and Superstar misses with that elbow.
Superstar has just proved you can't count him out of a match just yet. However, he's in trouble again. Well, maybe not. There goes Rich into the ropes. Dundee set. No, they both run together. Both wrestlers down in the ring. Referee Kevin Christian starts the count. Tommy Rich trying to get over to Bill Dundee. If he can get the cover on him, can he hold him for 3? Dundee rolls out of the way, and the match continues. Look at Dundee with that right hand. He's been abused, but he can Doug Gilbert jumps in the ring. That's a DQ. Bill Dundee's going to win it on disqualification, but not much satisfaction for him, I'm sure, especially as Doug Gilbert hangs him with that belt.
Has him stretched right up over his back, and then Tommy Rich grabs the referee, Kevin Christian, throws him out on the floor while Dundee, being choked with that belt that Gilbert has around his throat, Rich steps in there, sees a good opportunity to get a cheap shot, takes 2 while he's at it, and Wildfire Tommy Rich, dangerous Doug Gilbert, double teaming on Superstar Bill Dundee while the referee Kevin Christian is out here on the floor. Now they're tying him up with that belt, and here comes Randy Hales out to get this thing broken up. The match is all over with as a disqualification because they tied that belt around his throat, threw him over the top rope, and they're choking Dundee.
Randy Hales is saying, if you don't get out of here right now, you'll never wrestle in the USWA again. Trying to get Dundee loose. They've got Dundee out of the way. Gilbert and Rich still glaring in the ring.
Do not see how a couple of guys that call themselves professionals can do that kind of stuff and look at themselves in the mirror. Rich and Gilbert do anything in the world, should never be surprised, trying to end it with Dundee as they had the belt around his neck, draped him over the top rope until Randy Hales and Mr. Coffey came out here to help break it up, had thrown Kevin Christian out on the floor. So the victory will go to Dundee on a disqualification, but he can't be too happy with that one.
Lance Russell, I just want to tell them 2 punks something. The screaming and the hollering's all over. The next time you see me in this ring, brother, or any other ring, I'm going to have handsome Jimmy Valiant beside me because he's coming to see me for Christmas, and I'm going to keep him over, and we're going to whoop the both of you and see how bad you are.
Billy, that's not a bad idea, because you better believe there are going to be 2 of them around any time that they're going to be together. So Bill Dundee saying handsome Jimmy going to be come to visit, and he'll take a look at that. We're going to take time out. Be back in just a moment.